Hello, welcome back to another video. I am Flair616 political predictions and gaming. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, only 55% of you guys are subscribed, blah, blah, blah. Just make sure you're subscribed if you like these kind of videos. This is my second video of this series. Again, I'm not sure what it's going to be called because I'm filming this right after I filmed the first one. But this video is going to be based on how Jimmy Carter could have won against Ronald Reagan in 1980 for a second term. Now, this is going to be a fun video for me. Thing is, Ronald Reagan won in a landslide, so it's very hard to come up with a strategy to how Jimmy Carter could have won. He did make a lot of mistakes in 1980. So, it's time to reverse some of that and see how he could have won. God, I think Ronald Reagan won the popular vote by like double digits, so this is going to be very hard to go through, but trust me, this will be at least semi-accurate. I got predicted the 2020 election 100% correctly. I'm not a fucking dumbass, so sorry if you're family, but I'm not that dumb on this kind of stuff. So yeah, if you don't know, sorry, I don't have it on fill. This color I have on Montana right now means 15 points or more for the Republican Party, so that's safe red. This is likely red, 7 points or more. This is lean red, 2 points or more, and this is tilt red, a little bit under 2 points, or anything under 2 points. I don't know why I said a little bit. This on Montana is would mean 15 points or more for the Democratic Party / Jimmy Carter in this video. This would mean 7 points or more, 2 points or more, which is lean right here, and this would be tilt under 2 points. So yeah, let's fill in the states that Ronald Reagan still would have won by a safe margin in 1980, despite him losing in this scenario. Again, there's almost no way that Jimmy Carter could have won here, but this is a scenario if he did. Okay. Let's get into it. What is this? North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska. Again, it actually didn't have a district. It's weird not having that here. Wyoming, Idaho, Utah, Nevada, Arizona. Wyoming, Idaho, Utah, Nevada, Arizona. Yeah, I know it's weird seeing Nevada safe red, but that's politics and electoral maps change by a huge amounts over the years. Again, this is when Nevada was like a 30-point margin. And Utah was a 40-point margin. Now it's only half of that. States are now way more modernized towards whatever party they want. Alaska, 100% safe for Ronald Reagan. New Hampshire, 100% safe for Ronald Reagan. And now, here we go. Ronald Reagan won California by like 13 points, or I think the first time he won it by 17. In a scenario where Jimmy Carter would have won, it probably would have been a little bit under 15. He wouldn't really have made it competitive at all. There's no way Jimmy Carter could have won California. Ronald Reagan is an actor, was an actor from here, and California loved him. Jimmy Carter didn't even win California when Ronald Reagan wasn't his candidate in the first term. However, Jimmy Carter is a Southern Democrat, and in this election video, you're going to see a lot of the South being blue. This is how it would have gone. He would have had to win some of the South, and the South was Democratic in 1980. So yeah, hell, the South was Democratic in the 1990s. So yeah, I do think Montana would have been a little bit under 15 points. Washington went by 12 points, again in a scenario where Jimmy Carter would have won. He could have made it a little bit better. He wouldn't really have won these states, but he could have made these states pretty competitive. I do think he could have. With these states eventually have gone blue, he could have started this a little bit earlier than it happened. And again, they were already a little competitive in 1980. Not really, but they were a little bit. I do think Colorado would have almost a safe margin for Ronald Reagan. Kansas, Oklahoma, you're not surprised to see those. Actually, you might be surprised to see Oklahoma being slightly competitive. But yeah, Kansas, Oklahoma, yeah, it's not that surprising not that surprising that it would have gone towards the Republican Party. Texas, if you don't know, Jimmy Carter is the only Democrat in the past 50 years to have won the state of Texas. And he won it by a competitive margin, and Ronald Reagan just completely ruined that opportunity for the Democrats to keep it. Texas, I think he could have kept it in the lean margin for the Republican Party, but it wasn't really a debate. It was going to go to them no matter by. It doesn't matter if it was by little amount. It would have gone to Ronald Reagan. He would have won here. Ronald Reagan would have won every single state on this side of the country. He really would have. Again, New Mexico was likely 10 points. I do think Jimmy Carter could have catered this South to this South. New Mexico would have been a little competitive. It already was a little competitive, but it's still in Texas area in 1980. Now, almost every state here, he lost Missouri, Arizona, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, South Carolina. He lost all of those states in 1980, Jimmy Carter. He lost all of them. However, he lost them by very, very, very slim margins. And I do think he could have won all of them. All under 2 points. All the ones I'm filling went to Reagan by under 2 points. Reagan did have actually West Virginia already did go to Jimmy Carter. But yeah, all these things I'm filling in went to Ronald Reagan by under 2 points. And I do think if Jimmy Carter focused a little bit more on the South than trying to expand his previous electoral map, again, polling wasn't that much of a thing, so they didn't really know exactly where to campaign, but they knew roughly where to. Jimmy Carter probably assumed he would. Oh, sorry, if you heard a ton of stuff. Jimmy Carter probably could have held on to the South if there was as much polling as there was now, and I do think that he could have done it anyway. He could have won Georgia by a safe margin again if he catered to the South. I know it's weird to say safe margin for Georgia, but he won it by 12 points. So with its 12 electoral votes, it wasn't as valuable as it is now, but it's not that different either. Either way, I don't think he lost Florida by double digits. I think he could have narrowed it down to a little bit under 7 points. I don't think he would have won Florida, despite him winning the entire South in this video, including Louisiana and Missouri by tilt margins. He really could have catered to the traditional Southern Democrats here. Jimmy Carter did not focus on these states well enough, as we should have, because he probably thought he would win these states because of how small they were in size and how traditionally Democratic the South is in 1980 and before. So I'm pretty sure he was focusing more on the more traditional strategy for the Democrats, the Rust Belt. The only state he won in the Rust Belt was Minnesota. Even Donald Trump didn't win Minnesota, so it's not that surprising that Jimmy Carter won Minnesota. Minnesota was the only state that never flipped towards Jimmy Carter. That's the only state. No, towards Ronald Reagan. Sorry, that's what I meant. Through both of his elections, Ronald Reagan never won Minnesota, but at one point or another, he did win every single other state, most of them twice. Ronald Reagan was a fantastic candidate for the Republican Party. He set basic rules for them. He's the founder of the modern Republican Party. Except now Trump is. It's a whole thing. Indiana, I think, could have been a little bit under safe margin in Indiana. Not much debate back here. Illinois went to Ronald Reagan by 12 points. However, this was a competitive state at the time, and if Jimmy Carter catered to the East as much as he should have, he would have won Illinois. I do think he could have won Illinois. There was not that many people voting in the elections as there is now, so it's not that hard to think of a 12-point flip. Again, it's still pretty hard to do, but it's not that hard to think of. This was when Hawaii was competitive. Hawaii I think went to Jimmy Carter by a tilt under 2 points, but he could have won it by a little bit more. Again, if he just did better in the popular vote, he would have done a little bit better in every state. That's why some of these flips seem a little bit unrealistic. But like I said a few minutes, like 1 minute ago, a lot less people voted, so it wasn't that hard to think of that much of a flip. I do think Jimmy Carter could have won Ohio. Again, very unlikely, but in a scenario where he would have won a second term, he would have had to win Ohio. That being said, he would not have won Iowa. Iowa wasn't really competitive. He could have made it really competitive. He would not have won it, though. Wisconsin, Jimmy Carter lost by around 5.5, 6.5 points. He could have did better in the Rust Belt if he just did better nationally. Rust Belt tends to be a little competitive. That's why I think he could have won the whole Rust Belt if he did better nationally. If he catered to the voters he needed to, he could have won the Rust Belt. He probably either catered to the South too much, and that changed it nationally, and that's why he lost it. I'm not 100% sure exactly of everything that happened, but that's probably very accurate. I'm sorry, I'm messing up a lot. He could have won. He only lost New York by like 2.5 points. He could have won New York definitely. I think he lost Vermont by 5.5 points. He definitely could have won that by a little margin. He only lost Maine by a few points. I think he could have won Maine. Oh, I meant Massachusetts. My bad. He lost Connecticut by a decent amount. This is when it was turning blue. I do think he could have won here. He actually did win Rhode Island the first time in his re-election bid, so I do think he would have won there. But I do think Ronald Reagan won New Jersey by a safe margin. I think he would have won here. Not too much debate here, and I do think Ronald Reagan would have won Maine's 2nd district by a close to safe margin as well. So again, this is going to be a very competitive race. Well, not really, because he's going to win every state besides Virginia left. But in a scenario where he would win, it's kind of like a domino effect. If he won, like Wisconsin, he probably would have won Michigan, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey, and Ohio as well. And he could have very well won Wisconsin. He won my home state of Maryland the first time. Well, I guess in Ronald Reagan's first run, which was also Jimmy Carter's second run. That's why I keep saying first run. He could have won Delaware by a small margin, and this was when the Northeast was changing and the Southeast was changing towards the Republicans. And Hawaii, no, West Virginia. I don't know why I confused those two. West Virginia, he won the first time too. So obviously he's not going to lose a state in this kind of video. If you just even look at the title, he won DC by like over 60 points. On Ronald Reagan's first time. Never going to be competitive. Never will. Never has been. Never going to go to the Republican Party in the future. Ever. At least not while we're alive. He could have won Maine at large and Maine's 1st district by a small margin. They both went by similar margins in this election. But he could have won both by a small margin. And North Carolina. Now, again, this isn't the minimum he could have done, but this is more than likely a very accurate way he would have won a second term in the presidency. Jimmy Carter could. There's like a 1% chance Jimmy Carter could win this election. He didn't do it. He could have, but he didn't. And it's not really his fault. Ronald Reagan was a very good candidate. He was an average candidate, and his strength was in a bad area at the time, because this was when the South was turning red. This is actually when the South did turn red, but I think he could have held on to it for at least one more election for the Democrats. Yeah. Or I guess the South was a little bit blue in the 90s, but that's when it first changed. This was my historical analysis on how, yes, historical analysis or something like that. I don't know. Episode 2 of historical analysis. I don't know. Historical politics? I don't know. Just let me know what this series should be called. I'll probably think of it myself when this is uploaded, though. Whatever. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, and you'll see way more like this. I love making these videos. For any suggestions for videos like this, put it in those comments below. Only takes a minute. And again, I love making these videos. I don't even make anything off of it. I just love making them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye.